I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and I mean very, very deep reflection, just with myself, by myself, here in this loft space that I've been beautifully gifted to have. And I really want to take the focus off of the images, off of the videos, and I want to do more formatting in this where it's just my voice. And I wanted something in the background that's very authentic to myself, whilst also not giving too much of myself away because I am extremely reserved by nature. And with this channel in the past, I wasn't following that, my deepest truth. I felt as though I was sharing too much of myself, and I needed to come back home to myself. And it's interesting because I was doing a lot of seeking through and sifting through my own old images, and I found this one, and this one's always resonated with me deeply. I absolutely adore roses, and this is a hybrid type of rose, and it's a synthesis of multiple colors. It's just gorgeous. And I thought that it was from a specific year, but it's actually older. This image is actually older than I thought that it was. And it's just interesting because I only want to align with the deepest parts of myself moving forward. I feel that this image is fitting because it resonates with my authenticity whilst also keeping privacy, which I really love. I honestly do not enjoy getting in front of the camera and speaking. I'm a writer by nature. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't, it's so bizarre to say, oh, I'm a YouTuber, right? I'm not an influencer and I'm not a model. The focus, the shift of all of this is just reining myself back into a private life, having a more private life, because I know and I've learned time and time again that having smaller circles and focusing on myself, spending hours alone by myself, this is where I've gotten the most pleasure. This is where I've gotten the most growth in terms of who I am as a person. And that has been extremely, incredibly rewarding. Alone time has accelerated my personal growth exponentially. It gives me time to read, to reflect, to soak in water, and to just replenish my soul. And I am working on my volumes. They are extremely sacred to me still, and I'm not at a point where they are to be published. But I do want to give you these pieces of me speaking in this manner for you, for your level up process. I have some notes here for when I was initially coming to having this piece come into fruition. And I just want to start reading them now because, again, I am a writer. I'm not really, even though I've done excellent in public speaking, it's just more natural for me to write than it is for me to walk a runway. So I want to begin here. I've written here, it is natural for me to be reserved, live a private, quiet life. Honestly, I like being hidden. I need to stay in alignment with my best self. Naturally, I am a reserved person. Showing you my home feels extremely invasive. Showing you my extensive morning routine also feels so off. It makes me sad that other women do this. Some are risking their lives. Now, it is not my place to tell you how to live. That's between you and God. I do feel it is imperative to tell you to live a private life. My life is extremely peaceful because I have incredibly small circles. I felt like I was starting to share too much on YouTube. My identity is not a YouTuber. I am a writer and a singer. I prefer to spend hours alone, not with others. That is my nature. I'm not a model and I'm not an influencer. Those are not my titles. I need to note that I had over 20 videos I was going to publish within the next month, and I've set them to private. Truly, the new luxury is being offline. I haven't really worked in 3 years. My work isn't hard, and it is incredibly fulfilling. My advice to women is to always have your own streams of income whilst allowing a man to always take care of you. Build your wealth young. I want to elaborate on this concept of really owning your time, knowing your worth, knowing that my time is not free. I don't go to many events. I love my alone time. I want to share more jewels of wisdom, and they are these. I do not recommend showing your man online if you have one. I also don't recommend sharing your children online if you have them. Oversharing is not pretty. I've never shared my man online. He's too sacred to me. People who obtain money quickly often waste it quickly. They lose it all because they don't have the behaviors to keep it. Keep money for your children's children. Most of you don't have savings, and this is foolish. On another note, additionally, I don't feel like sharing my fine gold jewelry collection, pieces of me that are sacred. I think of trinkets and other little items that I have, and I thought, oh, maybe it would be cute to share these things, and I don't want to do that. They're too sacred to me. Pieces of myself that are just too sacred to myself, to my soul. The deeper I reflect, I just want to share less and less of myself and my interests, and I just want to share more of the wisdom that I've accumulated over time. I want to talk about talking, and I've always been considered the quiet one. I don't like to talk much at all, honestly. And you must think before you speak. Let it marinate. At times, it is imperative to move slowly. Take your time with talking. Being quiet and barely talking has its power. Silence is a very strong form of power.